Welcome. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to set up your planar motor system. If you follow along, by the end of this video, your system will be ready to run. We will keep this video short, but if you want more information or details on any of the steps outlined in the video, feel free to check our technical portal. It will be linked below the video. I will use this small system to demonstrate, but you can follow the same steps to set up a system of any size. First, let's have a word on safety. The X-spots have very strong magnets. You should be careful with ferromagnetic objects to prevent pinching hazards. People with active implanted medical devices should keep a distance of 20 centimeters between the X-spot and the implant. When the X-spots are not being used, we recommend you put them in the storage boxes provided. So what do you need to have in your facility to be able to run the system? It's very simple. You need a mounting plate to put the flyways on. We have guidelines and templates in our documentation to design the mounting plate. And you need a standard wall outlet for the power supply. Okay, so now we can start with the actual setup of the system. The first step is to install the flyways on the mounting plate. To do this, we will place the flyways on and use M8 screws to secure them. Dowel pins can optionally be used for precision alignment if the application requires high precision. At this point, you can also set up the liquid cooling. Liquid cooling is typically not needed and only recommended if the application requires high precision or if the payload is temperature sensitive. To set up liquid cooling, you can simply connect your chiller to the built-in cooling ports on the flyways. So now we'll take the flyway and install it on the mounting plate. You can see the hole and the slot that are used for the dowel pins installed on my mounting plate. You can also see the built-in cooling ports for the cooling system, and you can see the threaded holes on each foot that are used to secure the flyway to the mounting plate. So you can simply place the flyway on the plate and do the same with the other one. Okay, now I will use M8 screws to secure the flyways to the mounting plate. Now, let's look at the cabling. I had flipped the flyways upside down to make it easier to see. So let's connect the flyways. Start by connecting the data ports between the flyways. Each flyway has 4 data ports. Each data port should be connected to the flyway adjacent to it. In this case, there are only 2 flyways, so only one connection has to be made. Now, connect the planar motor controller to the flyways using the longer data cable. Now, connect the power to the flyway. Start with the one from the power supply. And now, daisy chain the power through all the flyways. Then, connect the power supply to the wall outlet. Connect the controller power cable to power it. And lastly, connect the Planar Motor controller to your laptop's Ethernet port using the cable provided. Okay, now we are going to set up the software so that you can control the system from your laptop. First, we need to set up the Ethernet port that will be connected to the system. To do this, open your laptop and go to Control Panel. In Control Panel, go to View Network Status and Tasks. Now, click on Change Adapter Settings. From here, select the Ethernet port that the system will be connected to. Right-click on it and go to Properties. Select Internet Protocol version 4 and click Properties. Here, make sure that this option is selected. Use the following IP address. Enter the numbers that you see on the screen. Feel free to pause the video to enter the numbers. After you're done, click OK and close. To visualize, configure, and control the system, you will need the Planar Motor tool. You can download it from our technical portal. You can find the technical portal on our website on the top right corner. You can look up Downloads, click the top link, and here you can find a link to the most recent version of the Planar Motor tool. Click on it to download it. Extract the file. And run the execute file. When the installation is finished, open the Planar Motor tool. It will automatically scan and connect to the controller. From the factory, the PMC or Planar Motor controller is configured to be in emulation mode. What this means is that what you see on the screen may not match the physical setup. The successful startup of the Planar Motor tool verifies that the Planar Motor controller is powered and connected to the host PC. Okay, now we're going to exit emulation mode to control the real system. To do this, go to the Configuration tab, open Configuration, and then in the System tab, go to Operation Mode and turn Emulation Mode off. Go to the Layout tab and draw the new configuration. Make sure that your X and Y dimensions are not mismatched and that your master flyway is set correctly. The master flyway is the one that is connected to the PMC. You can also check your wiring diagram from this tab to make sure it is correct. In this case, my system only has 2 flyways in the X direction. If you had more flyways, I can increase the dimensions of my grid and I can fill in the other flyways just by clicking. But in this case, my system has 2 flyways in the X direction and only 1 row in the Y direction. I will open the wiring diagram to check the cabling of my flyways. My flyways are not HDMI ports, they have M12 ports. So I'll click this button to change. And note that this is a top view of the flyways, as if you were looking through the flyways. This tool can help you check that your wiring is correct and that your master flyway is set correctly. You can see here that the master flyway has the Planar Motor controller connected to it. I'm going to exit this. And now I'm going to make sure that I have the right number of X-spots. In this case, I only have 1 X-spot on my flyways. So I change that. And now I'm going to write the configuration to the Planar Motor controller. The Planar Motor controller will now reboot. Now, your screen in the Planar Motor tool should show the correct layout that you have on the physical system. You should see the symbol PMC inactive here. If you see an error at this point, please check our configuration error guide for troubleshooting tips on how to resolve this quickly. Now, you can carefully load the X-spots on the system. And you can click Activate to levitate the X-spots. You can now control the system. For example, let's try a simple linear motion command. Thank you for watching. We hope this video was helpful. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us at solutions@planarmotor.com. We're here to help.